At the moment, my favourite book is Mindset, and the two things I've learned from this are that mindset completely dedicates everything you do in your life. You can have a fixed mindset or a growth mindset, and it's important to know too that you can actually change this. If you start off fixed, you can learn to have a growth mindset. I think your mindset definitely is developed from role models that you have when you're growing up, but as I said, you can learn to change this and adapt. And failure is definitely a growth opportunity. Every time you get knocked down, you just got to get back up again and learn from it and continue to grow and develop. And you will be successful if you have a good mindset to start with, or a successful mindset to start with.
So my first lesson is from this book called You Can Win by Shiv Khera. So the monkey catchers in India make a box which is big enough for the monkey to slide their hand inside, and they have all these peanuts inside. The monkey grabs onto those peanuts and it becomes a fist, and it gets locked, so it can't pull its hand out. So similarly in our life as well, we are grabbing onto those peanuts. So guys, let go of those peanuts, free yourself, and you can explore unlimited possibilities. And the second one's from this Inner Engineering by Sadhguru. So in this book, Sadhguru describes that we human beings are gifted with two faculties. First is the faculty of memory, and second is the power of imagination. So use these for your benefit. Don't try and dig something from your past and your sufferings and try and get them in the present. And don't start imagining things from your future and try and bring them in the present, which may not even happen.
One of my favorite books of all times is Stephen Covey's The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And for me, the most profound message which I got from this book is that when it comes to people and relationships, oftentimes slow is fast and fast is slow. What that means is that if we're ever going to make what I call a withdrawal from that relationship tank with the person, so things like giving them some sort of constructive feedback, or even things like asking them for a favor or motivating them to do something, it's very important that we have already made deposits into their tank on a regular basis. And, by building up those relationships slowly, only then are we able to effectively make withdrawals at times when we really do need it.
This right now is my favorite book. It's a picture book, The Lion Inside. It's beautifully illustrated for the enjoyment of little boys and girls and big boys and girls as well. And so the story is about this little timid mouse and his search for significance in life. And what you can learn out of this book is to be aware and accepting of your weaknesses and vulnerabilities, setting goals, and of course having the courage to face your fears and achieve your goals. So The Lion Inside, fantastic little book. It's my daughter's favorite book right now. $10 from Big W.
This is one of my favorite books. It's called Gifted Hands, based on a true story of Dr. Ben Carson. There are two things that I learned from this book. First, if you can read, you can learn just about anything you want to know. And second, it's not about what you know at a job. It's about what kind of work that you do and makes the difference.
One of the takeaways from one of my favorite books is from the book by Stephen Covey called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Now, habit number 3 is called Think Win-Win. As a dentist, we are scary folks that use scary tools in people's mouths, which are very delicate. Nobody is interested at all in your 4th generation bonding systems or the way that you fill teeth. Nobody cares. What they do care is that they don't want to lose their teeth. What they do care is that they want to avoid that root canal. What they do care is that their teeth don't look ugly, and how it is that your treatment can help them get to where they want to be. Ultimately, if you could pitch your treatment in such a way that they get what they want, then you get what you want, which is a patient in the chair getting the work done. They get what they want, which is not losing their teeth, and you get paid. So there you go.
My favorite books are these two. And I love Gail Kelly's book is because it taught me about women and leadership. It taught me balance and resilience. and it showed me how if a woman puts her mind into something, she can change the world. She can question the regular stereotypes that's out there. It gave me the confidence of chasing my dreams.
Hi guys, Matthew Cohen. I'm here to share with you two things that I've found quite profound with one of the books that I'm reading at the moment that's made a big impact. Just because you're leading doesn't mean they'll follow. And it's very true. And so leadership and communication are key aspects to running a practice. And so leadership from that point of view, I've found that it's understanding, having the right mindset that we are wanting other people to succeed, and that we want to be able to help them to do their best. And it's not about me, it's about how they can succeed. The second thing about communication is that we want to communicate in a way where we build rapport and we help them to be able to, again, succeed by then building on that through discussions with patients and with staff, that we communicate between logic and also the emotional level. We can get so caught up in the logic. So hope that helps.
Learning has always been a part of my life, and self-development especially. I love self-development, and there are a lot of things I've read over the past. But the three things which stick to me is, number one, what does success mean to you? So for example, throughout our journey, we might think, what does success mean to us? Now we probably won't really stop and think about it. We just assume what success is and how it looks like. Now, it may not even align with our core values or core beliefs, but we think this is what success is. And we try and try very hard to reach that vision. And unfortunately, it's not our vision. And then that's where the frustration kicks in. So the first thing I've learned from my favorite book is, what does success mean to you? So the reflection, the understanding, and the awareness has definitely helped with the mental clarity.
Hi. Two things I've learned from my favorite book. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki was my first book I read on finances. Changed my life immensely, where he talks about how everybody works for money and the rich make their money work for them. It talks about how the rich acquire assets and everybody else acquires liabilities. I learned to be financially self-reliant based on, working for myself and for my dreams rather than work for somebody else's dream. The second book I want to talk about is Tony Robbins, and he talks about to be successful, you don't need resources. You just need to be resourceful. You can't say I can't afford it. You have to think about, or you got to ask yourself, how can I afford it? And asking the right question to the right people makes a big difference. And the best thing I've learned is you got to take the road less traveled, and that makes all the difference. Thank you.
29 years ago, I picked up a book by the name of Unlimited Powers by Anthony Robbins. Now, that book actually taught me two main important things that I still carry to this day. One was how important mindset is in your life. Now, it taught me how all the fears and the phobias that I had were all self-imposed. And if I change my mindset, I can actually change the direction of my life. And the other thing that this book actually taught me, which I applied ever since and I still do, is how important rapport with people is if you want to have a fulfilling and successful life. So this was one of the main books that actually opened the doors for me to my personal development journey 29 years ago, nearly 30 now. So I still picked up that book every couple of years just to read it, to reaffirm actually those two main points that I've learned: mindset and rapport.
Two things I've learned from one of my favorite books, High Performance Habits by Brendon Burchard, are: number one, high performers honor the struggle. They go into any pursuit knowing it can be hard because it's part of the natural process of success. They can handle the struggle because they expect it. Knowing this will help shed light on any hardship encountered in life. And number two, high performers consistently ask themselves, how would the best version of myself handle this situation right now? For example, You've got a new patient consult at the end of a massive day and you've hit the wall. Ask yourself, how would the best version of myself handle this situation right now? Asking yourself this question anytime you're not in the mood or being indecisive will quickly steer you in the right direction, putting you in the right state and frame of mind.
And today I'm going to talk about two most important things that I learned from the book Limitless from Jim Quick. So first thing about Limitless is your mindset, okay? So if you want to achieve whatever you want, you'll have to get rid of ands from your mind. Ands is what's called automatic negative thoughts. It's the negative thoughts that come into your mind, which are your self-limiting beliefs that say that you can't be successful, or you can't make too much money, or I can't do this, I can't do that. They're your automatic negative thoughts that you have to get rid of them. And the second most important thing that everyone has to know is learners are earners. So basically you learn to earn, and when you earn, make sure you return. So number one, and get rid of automatic negative thoughts, learn to earn to return. See ya.
My favorite book to date would be Pitch Anything by Oren Clough. You see, the first lesson is when you're pitching an idea or you're telling somebody a story, they don't really care what you actually have to say or what your opinions are. However, through the way that you frame your story, you are able to present it to them that makes it as if they need it and indirectly want to hear it. We call this notion framing. The second lesson is you must eradicate and not show neediness. This triggers fear in the audience's mind and creates a willingness to withdraw. In essence, your tone, your posture, and gesture is crucial so that your audience gets to know, like, and trust you.
I attribute my success as a clinician as well as a practice owner to the fact that we spend a lot of time really building up our patient experience. That customer experience is paramount in my particular business, and I definitely think that in just our short 1 year of being open at Mermaid Smiles, that that's a huge thing for us, is that patient satisfaction and therefore word of mouth referrals. It's really just gotten us up and running so well, and we've made a name for ourselves in the area as delivering every time exceptional experience for our patients. So that's definitely the key factor for my success.
Well, first of all, I don't consider myself as successful. What I personally think is we all are just sort of operating to around 25% of our actual potential. I personally like to stick on to something till I get there, and it's more of sort of deliberate practice. You deliberately practice and try to improvise with time. You need to have passion for what you do. Without passion, you can't be successful. I have this amazing inner circle of friends I can reach out to, and they always keep pushing me. So try and improvise every day. Try and push each other as much as you can, and you need to believe in yourself as well to be a successful person. If you self-doubt, you can't be successful. And I think, look, if I can achieve and do things which I'm doing at the moment, any Tom, Dick and Harry should be able to do it. I'm not gifted. I just believe that hard work beats talent. Hard work beats talent.
So the biggest factor to my success, I believe, is my upbringing. You know, growing up, my mother was always in search of that perfect school. So I ended up changing primary school 6 times, and we also moved countries twice. So what this has meant for me is that, you know, I've had to learn a new language. I had to be able to adapt to new environments constantly, make new friends. So in many ways, it's made me become very good when it comes to dealing with people, even though I'm not actually born an extrovert. In fact, I'm an introvert. But, I'm sort of forced into those positions, those situations, and having to deal with that. The other thing that this type of upbringing has trained me to become is to become resilient and also to be humble, to know that there's always more to learn, that, you know, I'm not the be all and the end all when it comes to knowing something. And that's always very helpful when it comes to practice ownership.
I wasn't born with any great talent, intelligence, or good looks, but what I realized early on in life was that I didn't mind working hard. So I attribute my success to not being afraid to do a little bit of hard work. And the interesting thing is that the longer and the harder you work, the luckier and the smarter you seem to get. So, hard work.
A lot of people will measure their success in life by measuring how much they have achieved in life. But I think success is not true success unless you feel fulfilled in your life. And it comes with meaning. To be able to have a successful life, you got to be passionate about what you are doing. And you have to have a burning desire to continue your learning and keep growing. Only in this way that you can feel truly successful, because your life is full of meaning and fulfilled.
What do I attribute my success? Seeing other successful people succeeding and knowing that they have the same 24 hours that I have. So these successful people who are also normal just like me, why is it that I can't be more like them? So it's believing in yourself that it is possible. Whether you want to grow a business to $1 million, or whether you want to be doing more cosmetic work, or whether you want to be traveling the world. All these things are attainable, because if they can do it, and there's nothing super special about them, there's nothing special about me. So if they can do it, I can do it, and you can do it too.
Firstly, it's my never giving up attitude. If I want something, I go, I chase it. I'm highly curious and I'm open to learning and feedback. Secondly, to my parents who've been my role models all throughout the life, along their journey, I've learned a lot from them and they are my role models throughout. Thirdly, it would be my amazing team that I'm surrounded with, whether it is at work or whether it is at home. They give me the ability to be myself and express myself.
The three factors that I consider important. One is goals. You've got to write them down, have a plan in place so that you can achieve those goals. Writing it down, getting out that piece of paper and write that goal down, that's absolutely key. It gives you the direction and focus that you need. 2, hard work. You've got to strive for excellence in everything that you do. Patients have got to see the quality and the care that you have for them. They want to see excellence in every aspect of your business, and that takes time, and that's part of having that habit of Kaizen. 3, working smart. Having a strategy in place where you are with your communication skills and with you having the right team about you. In terms of team members, 3 factors. 1 is that they are humble, 2 that they are hungry, and 3 they are people smart. And finally, delegate. They're the key aspects to achieve the goals. Cheers.
The 3 things would be, the first thing is vision and hard work. So I decided where I want to be. So I had the clarity and the vision, and I put all my energy to get what I wanted. The other thing is the discipline. So this is a long game. The success doesn't come, it's not a short-term game, it's a long-term game. It's running a marathon. So you need the discipline, the mental discipline, the physical discipline, and the spiritual discipline to get to where you want to be. And the last thing is the focus. So once you know what you want, it is the focus, and you always need to have that focus to achieve your goals.
Look, I have to be very honest. I don't think I'm successful yet. I still feel there's a long way to go. But my way of looking at success, if I had to really define it, is it's basically a balance of characters. You know, it's personalities, it's psychology, it's mindset, it's beliefs. It's how you're addicted to challenges. You know, a little bit of craziness in you, where you're really striving and thriving to get to your obsession, to your goal. That's what it is. It's about confidence. It's about patience. It's about being grateful. It's about having a sense of humor. Be self, assure yourself when things go wrong, appreciate life and everything around it. Most importantly, and very, very, very importantly, is you have to be humble. You have to be humble and always be willing to serve others. Someone once said being positive in a negative situation is not naive, it's leadership.
I think I can count in one hand the things that have actually helped me over the years to be who I am today, and that have helped me to achieve what I've achieved. One is actually developing my communication skills. The other one is actually developing empathy. And the third one, I can probably say that it's my sickening determination to actually keep on learning and developing as a human being. And not all these things have helped me in my professional life, but it's actually helped me in all aspects of my life. Now, the last but not least thing that I think has helped me, I would probably say the most, is the fact that I never allowed other people's limiting beliefs about me being a woman actually stop me from taking action in anything I wanted to do in life.
I attribute my success to discipline, which is number 3 on my list of Gallup strengths. Discipline to get out of bed at 5 a.m. every day. Discipline to work out every day. Discipline to eat and drink healthy every day. Discipline to do SAMAs every day. Discipline to learn and better myself every single day, even on days off and holidays. Most out there would think that a disciplined way to life is hard. It's not. It ultimately makes everything you do and every decision you make easy. I subscribe heavily to Stoicism. As Will Durant, the famous writer, historian, and philosopher said, nations are born Stoic and die Epicurean.
I would call success to be a transient state of self-worth where you value yourself first, your family next, and your friends after. And it's also a sense of accomplishment of your goals, okay? So for anyone to be successful, first you need to know what your goals are. And once you know what your goals are, you need to know how to crawl towards your goal. And for that, you need 4 M's. The first M is what's called a mindset. So you need to have a mindset to achieve what you want. Second one is motivation. So having a mindset, you know what you want, and then you need to be motivated to pursue your mindset to be high all the time. And thirdly, you need method. You need to know exactly what path to take. If you don't know where you're going, it doesn't matter what road you take. Last M is a mentor. You need a mentor to literally guide you through the path of success. Okay, so if you've got these 4, you will be successful.
So, what is attributed to my success? Well, number 1 is having the right mentor. Someone who is there for you through times of thick and thin. Someone who can guide you and help you steer into the right direction. Someone that will show you how to be the captain of your ship. And someone who is there to consistently push you, teach you, inspire you, and show you how to lead others. Furthermore, your proximity is essential. In my case, I am very thankful for the individuals that I have met and that I am constantly surrounded by. I limit myself to those who are going to help me grow, succeed, and prosper through life. To my unbelievable mentor, Dr. Kinar Shah, I thank you wholeheartedly for such superior guidance, and I look forward to making a difference in others' lives.
One of my main responsibilities I find as a practice owner is finding enough time to dedicate to my associates in terms of mentorship. We've really built up the practice to appeal to a certain clientele, and in order to brand my practice in that way, really want to have associates that work in the exact same manner as I do, which means dedicating that time and molding them in a certain light so that they are able to basically replicate everything that I do, and every clinician works in the same way.
As a practice owner, you need to be a great leader. Leadership skills are sort of learned skills, so you definitely can work on it. Without proper leadership, you'll be heading nowhere. You need to share your vision, your values with the practice and staff members. The second one I would say would be having the appropriate team, a team of A players, because without your team, you cannot perform. The third one would be every 5 years, your practice is going to reach that plateau or stagnation. So you need to come with innovative ideas to keep your practice vibrant, and you should be looking at increasing the base value of your practice, the reputation and the base market value of your practice.
So apart from being a clinician at the practice that I own, I also am the vision provider. So I'm a huge ideas person. I'm full of ideas. And so what I do is I impart my ideas and my visions and goals that I have for the practice, and then I impart that onto the members of our team so that they can come along with me on this journey. The other things that I also do is on a daily basis, I'm often a support person. So, if they have any questions about anything, how do we do this, do that, or if they need any training, or, if they even just need extra help to help support their circumstances at home, those would be the things that, I would be doing as well. Another thing that I often will do is I also have my coach hat on sometimes, and I would coach them in areas such as social and emotional intelligence.
I think as a business owner, you set the tone for your practice. So it's your energy, your vibration, and your work ethos that's going to permeate through the practice and influence your team members. The second thing is that you need to decide upon what's your ideal client and therefore design a marketing strategy to attract those ideal clients to your business. And last of all, you need to be the goalkeeper of the practice. So you're the last line of defense and you maintain the standards. You're going to hold everyone up to those standards and set the example.
3 main responsibilities of a practice owner. First, you got to be a good leader. A good leader has a clear vision and can drive the team towards a goal. Secondly, you got to be an action taker. Thinking about a dream, it remains a dream. Talking about a dream, you're just sharing a dream. Only when you actually doing it, be an action taker, you can then turn a dream into reality. And thirdly, you've got to be able to maintain and sustain a good business so that the whole team can enjoy at work, feel proud, get rewarded, and feel fulfilled.
Main responsibilities as a practice owner, where do I even start? There's so many. I'll touch on a couple topics. 1, managing people, managing your team. As your business grows, there's going to be more and more people. So it's a matter of being able to trust people to delegate certain tasks, because you cannot be everywhere. You cannot micromanage, and you should not micromanage. That's what's going to drive you nuts and take you away from delivering optimal patient care. And number 2, reputation management. Now, reputation doesn't just fall on your shoulders, it falls on your entire team. So as you get trained and improve on your communication skills so you're able to deliver better, more aesthetic outcomes and more complex treatment, you also got to make sure your team's also able to deliver the customer service goods. So if they're not trained like you are, you either train them yourself, which I didn't do, or you hire someone that's excellent and amazing in customer service skills to train them, so that from the patient experience they get to see like world-class, high-class customer service from the entire practice, from the front of house to the back of house.
Firstly, leadership and communication. As a leader, if you do not have clarity along the path you are going or regarding a particular business, it becomes very, very hard to take the people that you need along that ride. Also, without clear instructions, clear guidance, it becomes very hard for the team to work towards that one goal and one vision. Secondly, it's all about team culture and diversity and inclusion for me. If you do not create that comfort zone, that space for your team to grow, evolve, share their ideas, it's very hard for you to grow from one level to the next. Thirdly, If something doesn't get measured, it doesn't get managed. I learned this from Keith Cunningham. If you haven't read this book, I strongly recommend it, The Road Less Stupid. And I attribute all my professional success to understanding numbers and KPIs within the dental practice. Thank you.
I would put that down to our foundational leadership, secondly, our feedback that we give to our team, and three, to our overcome our focus and overcoming fears and anxiety. So in terms of foundational leadership, that comes down to our mission, our vision, and our values, so that we have those areas centered around our work, our family, and our personal life, so that we can be able to have the right direction that we're heading from a leadership point of view. Secondly, feedback. If we're going to achieve anything, we need our team around us to help. And so that means that we need to leverage things through them, providing excellent feedback, both constructive and positive. Thirdly, in terms of fear, overcoming our fear and anxiety, that we have our focus right in being able to have a positive focus, to focus on the good. So break that mindset so that we have that outcome to be able to achieve from good to great. Hope that helps, guys.
Now, as a practice owner, you are wearing multiple hats. So you have to be a good leader. So you need to direct, motivate, and uplift your team all the time. You're also a practitioner, so that itself comes as an own responsibility. So when we own a practice, we are actually health professionals. So we need to make sure we are a great practitioner. And also the other business side of things, the HR, the admin, the legal side of things, we need to be aware of. The profit and loss, how do you look at numbers? So there's a lot of things you need to learn, and that's another responsibility on its own. So there are a number of responsibilities being a practice owner. It never ends.
There's a lot of things as a practice owner you need to know and be knowledgeable about. Your numbers, you need to know the law, you need to know, you need to learn from the best, all of those things. However, I feel there's three things you need to be, that's the biggest responsibility of a practice owner is innovation, marketing, and leadership. So innovation is always trying to improve, add value to your clients, your customers, your team members. That's important. You always have to work on it. Marketing for me is an art. Marketing is the art of building relationships with your clients, and relationships are built on trust, and trust is what drives the revenue. So work on building trust. The third thing is leadership, and leadership is not about being a boss. I personally feel leadership is about being an assistant to your team members and making leaders out of them. If you're the smartest person in the room, then please leave the room. You don't need workers in your business, you need leaders in your business.
I guess the main responsibilities of a practice owner, one will say, is to actually have happy customers, happy team, production, and so on. But for me, I think we were forgetting one of the most important ingredients for all that to actually take place is to actually unlock our proverbial personal baggage, to meet whatever shadows and demons are lurking in there and get real about where we are, what we want, where we want to go, how we want our life to be. And we need to iron out all the wrinkles in our lives, my dear friends, because if we don't, what's actually going to happen, anxiety and stress and frustration is all going to catch up with us, and it's going to show at our work. So we need to find that life balance. We need to find who we are. Otherwise, burnout is going to catch up with us and going to take us down.
From my experience, the three main responsibilities of a practice owner are: number one, challenge your team and associates. Challenge them to grow and progress in life alongside you. Number two, model the way. Create standards of excellence and then set an example for others to follow. And number three, have a vision for the future. A vision is inspiring. It's the driving force behind any successful business. For your associates and team, it's about being part of something bigger than themselves, which inspires everyone to become the best they can be. At the grassroots, these three are imperative to a successful dental practice.
If you had a chook that laid golden eggs, what would you do? You would buy more of those chooks so you had more golden eggs. You would look after it, you would feed it, and you would make sure you'll never kill it. So secret for having a successful practice: make sure you get patients, look after them, and don't kill them. The three most important things for a successful dental practice is: number one, marketing; number two, 7-star customer service, so you're looking after your patients; and lastly, you're doing a recall and review, so you're not letting them go elsewhere. Secret disclosed. Have fun.
The three main responsibilities as a practice director would be: firstly, being a true leader is essential. It is important to be there for your staff and help to assist them into the right direction of your practice's goals and targets. One major aspect that has assisted me is improvement on my interpersonal skills. Second responsibility would definitely have to be team alignment and cohesion. Ensuring that your dental team know what the overall goals are is crucial, because without that compass to follow, we have no idea which direction we will be heading towards. You see, regular team meetings has been a great contributing factor to this success. And the third responsibility would be ensuring continual staff training and development courses. I'm not talking about using an authoritative approach, but rather through team workshops and programs out there, such as those provided by Creative Coaching Concepts, has certainly aided in significant improvements overall.